Nobody respects the warm-hearted anymore. Not your friends, not your colleagues, not even your own family. You smile, you help, you adjust your schedule, you bend over backwards to keep everyone comfortable. And what do you get in return? Late replies, last-minute cancellations, favors returned with silence. You become the reliable one, the available one, the they'll understand one. And slowly, without noticing, you become the one they don't fear losing. That is where respect dies, because warmth without boundaries doesn't look noble. It looks accessible, and what is always accessible is rarely valued. Listen carefully. This is not about becoming cruel. It's about becoming controlled. It's about understanding a truth most people are too afraid to admit. The world does not respect emotional overexposure. It respects restraint. It respects uncertainty. It respects people who cannot be easily read or easily reached. Even Niccolò Machiavelli understood that power begins with perception, and perception changes the moment you stop being predictable. First, become unpredictable. Predictability is comfort. Comfort kills tension, and tension is what makes people pay attention. When everyone knows you will answer immediately, forgive instantly, show up regardless of how you're treated, they relax around you. They stop calculating. They stop valuing. You become background noise. Coldness begins when you disrupt expectation. Not with drama, not with announcements, with subtle shifts. You don't always respond right away. You don't always say yes. You don't always explain your absence. 1 week you are present. The next you are focused elsewhere. You are not playing games. You are reclaiming rhythm. When people cannot predict your availability, they become aware of it. Awareness creates caution. Caution creates respect. Second, speak less and mean more. Most people leak power through unnecessary words. They over-explain decisions. They justify boundaries. They fill silence because silence feels uncomfortable. But silence is where authority breathes. The more you talk, the more you dilute your presence. The less you speak, the more weight your words carry. When someone questions your decision, a calm "that's how I'm handling it" is enough. No paragraph, no emotional defense. When someone pushes for more, your silence becomes the answer. Watch how quickly conversations shift when you stop scrambling to be understood. Power is not loud. It is deliberate. Third, detach from approval. This one exposes everything. Many people are not disrespected because they are weak. They are disrespected because they need to be liked, and neediness is visible. You can feel it in someone's tone. See it in their body language. They laugh too hard, agree too fast, apologize too often. They adjust themselves to maintain acceptance. The moment you stop seeking validation, something flips. When you do not need approval, you cannot be manipulated by it. Praise does not inflate you. Criticism does not crush you. You listen, you assess, you move on. And suddenly people feel it. They sense they cannot control your mood with their opinion. That makes them cautious. That makes them respectful. Fourth, use absence strategically. Always being available does not make you important. It makes you replaceable. When your time feels unlimited, your value feels limited. Coldness understands scarcity. You are not always reachable. You are not always free. You are not always willing. Not because you are arrogant, but because your time is structured. When you stop being the first to text, the first to plan, the first to accommodate, people notice the gap. They feel the shift. Absence creates awareness, and awareness creates appreciation. You do not disappear to punish. You pull back to reset value. Fifth, guard your emotional display. Emotional transparency with the wrong audience becomes leverage against you. Not everyone deserves to see your stress, your insecurities, your frustration. When you react visibly to every inconvenience, you become easy to destabilize. Emotional control is not repression, it is timing. You process privately. You respond publicly with clarity. When someone provokes you and you remain steady, they lose momentum. When someone criticizes you and you do not defend immediately, They lose control of the narrative. Calmness under pressure signals strength. It tells the room you are not easily shaken. Sixth, let silence do the heavy lifting. Silence unnerves people, especially those who expect reaction. When someone makes a passive-aggressive comment and you simply look at them without expression, the silence forces them to sit in their own words. When someone demands an explanation and you pause before answering, that pause shifts hierarchy. Most people rush to fill silence because they fear being judged. You remain still. That stillness communicates confidence. You are not rushing to defend yourself because you do not feel threatened. Silence becomes your shield and your sword at the same time. Seventh, protect your mystery. Oversharing makes you ordinary. Broadcasting every plan, every emotion, every struggle removes intrigue. When there is nothing left to discover, interest fades. Coldness preserves layers. You answer questions, but selectively. You share, but partially. You allow access, but gradually. When people cannot fully map you, they pay closer attention. Mystery creates psychological distance, and distance builds fascination. You are present, but not transparent. Friendly, but not fully accessible. That balance keeps your presence charged. Let me tell you about a shift that happens when someone applies this. There was a man who was always the dependable one. Always smiling, always accommodating. If someone needed help moving, he was there. If someone forgot a deadline, he covered. If someone cancelled on him, he said it was fine. Over time, fine became expected. His kindness became background. He noticed something painful. When he stopped reaching out, nobody checked in. When he stopped offering help, nobody asked how he was. He realized he had trained people to assume permanence. So he changed. Not dramatically, quietly. He stopped overcommitting. He stopped answering immediately. He stopped laughing at disrespect disguised as jokes. When someone cancelled last minute, he didn't reschedule instantly. When someone asked for a favor, he said, "I can't this time." No explanation, just calm refusal. At first, people were confused. Then they were cautious. Then they adjusted. Invitations became more intentional. Apologies became more sincere. His time was treated differently. Nothing about his character changed. Only his accessibility did. And accessibility is where power hides. Understand this clearly. Coldness is not cruelty. It is composure. It is discipline. It is emotional independence. It is the refusal to let your kindness be exploited. When you combine warmth with boundaries, unpredictability with self-control, silence with awareness, something powerful happens. People think twice before crossing you. Not because you are loud, not because you threaten, but because you are no longer easy. The world does not reward those who give endlessly without structure. It rewards those who control access. When you stop explaining yourself to everyone, when you stop chasing validation, when you stop being the emotional safety net for people who wouldn't catch you, respect begins to form. Slowly, quietly, naturally. You do not need to announce your transformation. You do not need to post about it. You implement it. You pull back strategically. You speak deliberately. You reveal selectively. You respond calmly. You detach from the outcome. Over time, your presence changes. People feel it before they understand it. They sense distance. They sense strength. They sense that access to you is no longer automatic. And that is when everything shifts. You are not here to be everyone's comfort. You are not here to be endlessly accommodating. You are not here to be predictable and permanently available. You are here to be respected. And respect does not grow where there is no boundary. So become colder in discipline, not in heart. Guard your time. Guard your reactions. Guard your information. Let people earn access. Let them feel your absence. Let them work for your presence. The moment you stop giving yourself away for free is the moment your value rises. No more over-explaining. No more instant forgiveness without change. No more emotional reactions handed out on demand. From today, you move differently. Calm, controlled, observant, slightly distant. enough to make people wonder, enough to make them careful. Because what cannot be easily reached cannot be easily dismissed. And once they realize they can no longer predict, provoke, or possess you, they will treat you accordingly. Cold, composed, untouchable. That is where respect begins.